What up, guys? Wayne here from Red Shirt Outdoors. I'm currently out here in beautiful Hereford, Arizona, south of Sierra Vista, and I'm up here at a campground called Miller Campground. It is not a dispersed camping like I prefer to do, but however, part of this channel that I'm starting goes to show that as we get older, dispersed camping, packing in with heavy packs, heavy gear, it's just getting too difficult. So a little bit of truck camping doesn't hurt anymore. I'm learning to enjoy those comforts, and I'm kind of excited to show you guys, you know, what the gear that I found that really works for me, get to showcase it, and I'm also the travels that I get to do. So I'll be traveling anywhere from New Mexico, Oregon, possibly into Idaho here soon. I even have a trip planned at a later date to head overseas into beautiful Tigris, Georgia, to visit with a friend of mine. So if there's anything specific you guys would like to see down the road, you know, feel free to leave them in the comments, and yeah, let's get started. All right, guys, so this is a new setup of a one Tigris North Gaze teepee hot tent with the built-in snow skirt. Definitely a little bit of a learning curve versus setting up a standard tent. This is my first teepee tent and first hot tent as well. I still need to run the guy lines, but I did want to show the stove that I purchased with, actually let me show you the inside of the tent. So it does just assemble with a single center pole. It does have two vents up top as well as a stove jack already built and ready to go. This front section here actually folds and lifts out, and I did not realize that setting this up for the first time. I would prefer to angling the water, however, is what it is. I'm okay with it. So I do have it partially open just to allow a good breeze through, so I'm not dying in there while I set up the stove. So the stove I'm currently setting up with this new hot tent is the Danchel outdoor wood stove. And I'm not going to go through setting up the pipe because it's a 7-foot foil pipe with rings, and there's a lot of videos on it already. However, the stove I did find appears to be an upgraded model versus what some of my friends like Chad over there at Dirt Road Reset has. So let me get this set up real quick and show you. All right, so let's take a look at this thing. Brand new, never used. Comes with instructions, which we're probably not going to look at just because that's how we are. It did come out, however, come with some cut-proof gloves for the stove piping, because my understanding is that piping is very sharp. So we'll set those aside. Get this. That's the top and the back. This is one of the side walls. Let's see, here's your front door. Nice latch and nice little damper setup. I did notice from the other stoves that were produced and they're out there on YouTube world that this has these little C channels that are rolled and built in. So this has these little C channels that are rolled and built in, as well as these tightening clips for the top. Apologies for the glare. So, hold the legs out. Doesn't appear to be a front or back to the base. This slides on like that. I'll keep the rings out and up. This back panel slides there and there. Okay. Get our front door. Good. Loosen these. Not all the way, just enough apparently. Top, obviously, chimney to the back. The only reason I say which way the chimney needs to be oriented, and really talking about this too much, is because I'm not an Arizona native. I'm actually from Oregon. Wood stoves are big up there. Down here, it turns out, not so much. So people just don't understand wood stoves in general down here. I'm not slamming anybody. It's just I wasn't aware of that until I moved here several years ago. So we just tighten these up. Okay. So we'll be having now. There's the firebox. Nothing special. It'll hold some logs. I don't know what size yet until we get some cut. I'm guessing 10 inches, probably max. Check those. I definitely don't want anything falling off. Always carry multi-tool. Yeah, maybe it's loose. Not supposed to be like that because this is the first time I'm doing anything with this. So it's actually spinning on the inside too, so I don't see this being an issue. I think it's supposed to do that so it stays loose. Always carry your multi-tools, people. I love my Gerbers. Anyways, so yeah, there's that, and I'll get the tent set up, get the guy lines out the rest of the way, or get the stovepipe set up, and then get the guy lines and the tent out, and we'll keep on going. Okay, so we got our pipe set up. I'm going to get the initial burn in, and because this is untested, I have never seen a system like this, or used a system rather, with the foil chimney. I'm not too keen on just doing it tonight when I need it, so I'd rather get it done now. I do have a 5-gallon bucket of water outside the tent in case I need it. However, this is just me being practical. We're not doing bushcraft, we're not doing survival. This is a new product. I don't know what's going to happen. So let's find out. Got a piece of fat wood, lighter. Damper is open. Always start with your tiny pieces. So it does have a butterfly damper on the back as well for the chimney. Just gotta get to start drawing. This firebox is really small, so I'm not confident I can get a lot of big pieces in here. And from my understanding, these things do not last all night. That's why if you have these here in the snow country, you definitely want to be relying on your gear more than just this little guy. This is meant for just getting you warm real quick, getting your gear dried out, ambiance, you can cook on it. I would not rely on this one for like a nighttime burn, like you would a standard wood stove in a home. Get those off. Don't need fat wood melting at the top. Okay. So that seems to be going pretty good. Strong good. Keep feeding these wonderful pieces of mesquite in there, because that's pretty much all we have down here. We have a little oak, some ironwood, a few other odds and ends. But all I'm finding is mesquite down here right now. Okay. So let's leave that open. Let's go take a look, see what the chimney's doing. So you can't see it, I don't think, but there is definitely heat coming out of that chimney cap, and it does come with a spark arrestor. Besides the spark arrestor, it's built into the stove itself. Now the great thing about heating it like this, yeah, ignore all the dents. I'm not too happy with the way you have to roll this up, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's horrible. Oh, that's hot. So note to self, fire, chimney hot. I'm not seeing anything coming out already. It looks good. I can feel the heat. That is amazing. I'm not wanting to get a good hot fire going right now. I only want to get it burned in. You can already see the color change starting. Yeah, that's... I don't know if you can see that. That is hot. But I'm not seeing any smoke or anything coming out of the pipe itself along the seams, which is actually my biggest concern. So it's all, yeah, it's drawing pretty good now. And up there on top, I don't know if you can see it, probably can't. There are actually rings built into the spark arrestor. You can run a guy line off in high winds. This thing is pretty sturdy, especially since the tent is supporting it from the center point. I don't see this falling over anytime soon, unless it's very high winds. However, that cap is just sitting up there. It does come with the tension, not the tension rings, but the similar to what you put in your automotive. You tighten out the tightening clamps, and that one up there doesn't really do anything. So I'm not understanding why they included those, because even this one serves no purpose. It doesn't fit all the way around the pipe, as you can see, so I got no idea why it's doing that. However, I am not seeing any smoke or anything else, so I think she's working perfectly. Cool. Take a win for new gear any day. Well, it's officially the first night. It's a little after 8 o'clock. We got the stars about to come out. You can kind of see I got my oil lantern lit. Small fire going. I was walking up from getting water. I did notice that the one Tigris Teepee does have an interesting feature. You hit with your light, it actually has reflective points all the way around it. That is actually a pretty cool idea. I like that. It is definitely starting to cool down. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and make some tea. If I can get these. There we go. I love that smoke. Get that in there. There we go. Let that do its thing. Start boiling. hot. I don't know, I'm touching that without gloves because I'm stupid. I'm sure my kids are going to be watching this and they're just going to be laughing. Dad's touching fire without gloves again. Cool, let that get to boiling. Tell you guys what you cannot beat having in your kit: an all metal canteen set. It's not quite ready. I found out just hiking, back when I used to bushcraft heavily, just camping, it's so nice to have something like this. It needs a few more minutes. And honestly, the weight, it's not a big difference over the old hard plastic ones, the GI ones that were issued. So you guys can pick up one of these metal sets, especially if you can get the nesting cup. Let me get my light out of this. So you can especially get the nesting cup to go with it. I'm doing a terrible job this evening with this, guys. I apologize. And I'm not going to edit too much because I'm still learning how to do all this. So if you can get the nesting set, also too, the cups being metal, you can cook this right in the fire too. Just throw it in there and do what you gotta do. I got my little backpacker's grill. Just got done eating. I didn't show what I had for dinner tonight. Just a terrible porterhouse, but getting that kind of heated up and cleaned off. So no animals run off with it. But yeah, apologize for my camera skills and everything. I am still learning. This will be my first video. I'm giving myself a lot of credit where credit's due. So I got this fired up about 30 minutes ago, and it's definitely getting that chimney nice and red. However, well, this will not last all night, and this is definitely warming this tent up enough. It's going to be down in the 40s, and I really don't think I'm going to need multiple layers outside of my 30-degree MSS Green Patrol bag. I'm really happy with it overall so far. I can definitely smell a little bit of smoking, and it looks like it has warps very slightly just from the heat, but that's to be expected. It's not insulated. But this little Danchel stove's nice. Oh yeah, you can see the pipes heating up even more. Oh, you might not be able to pick it up, but I can. Still, I'm happy with it. This was a good little purchase. This little stove is just pumping out the heat. Got the door open, or the flap rather. Overall, it's been a good night. So got my tote with some of my goodies. Oh, look at that! We got an old school coffee grinder. I'm gonna be using that tomorrow. Oh, this was a good day though. Well, it's late, so I'm gonna conk out. You guys have fun, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, good morning, guys. It's pretty early. It's still a little chilly, so I got the coffee on. Pretty good night last night. I'm actually really impressed with the stove. It did stay warm through most of the night when I loaded it down with some of the heavier stuff. I even had a little bit of coals left, so I got fired up pretty easily this morning. So pretty excited. Pretty excited about this stove for future trips. But you got the old blue enamel coffee pot. Gotta get some coffee going. I got some special coffee actually, so I'm going to be showing that here in a minute. Oh, it is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful out here. Let's see the snow-packed peaked mountains all the way up there. where all this water's coming from right now. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so our water is just about ready. So I ended up picking up a cool little coffee grinder, little hand mill one. This thing works really well from what I've seen. About 30 minutes from us, there's a company called Bisbee Coffee Company, and I got a hold of them, and they sent me 2 pounds of beans in a t-shirt, and I ended up buying this off of Amazon. It's a cool little coffee scoop. Figured, why not? But the Firehouse blend is by far my favorite. However, I have not looked at the t-shirt yet. Oh, that's cool. It's a cool logo. I like that. Yeah, they even got their latitude and longitude on there. It's printed on the back too. That's cool. I like that, guys. Thank you. Well, let's get to it. Oh, if you guys could smell this. Oh man, that smells good. Goes in on that. That is nicely ground coffee. Pot's ready. I like strong coffee. I like it black, just like my trucks. Makes us some good old mountain coffee, cowboy coffee. Oh, put that down. Pretty cool little grinder. I like it. It's kind of bougie. I'll rock it. That's what we want. There we go. Oh, that's gonna be good coffee. Okay, so she's been going for about 5 minutes. Time to pull her. And if you haven't made cowboy coffee before, you have to put a little bit of cool water down the spout and in the top, and that just flushes those grounds out of that spout, so you're not drinking them unless you like to, and it forces those grounds to the bottom. So she is ready. Let's take a look at her pour. Oh, that's some gorgeous coffee. there to keep her warm. Oh, cheers, guys. Oh. Yeah, you can't beat a good hot cup of coffee in the morning, guys. I think it's time for bacon next. Stay tuned. All right. Got the old lodge skillet. Get that nice and warm. Board, knife, and yeah, that's not gonna fly. Well, bam! Broadbent's Country Bacon. I got the Applewood. Tell you what, guys, if you guys want good bacon, this stuff, oh, you can't beat it. It's old. It's an old style, dry cured. If it comes to you, it might be warm in the mail. However, if you refrigerate right away, it's not an issue. I've been buying from them for some time now, and I tell you, you cannot beat this. This is true bacon. I mean, look at that. Oh, let's get into this. Alright, let's get into this. Bacon's bigger than the cutting board. Oh man, it smells good. I like a nice thick bacon. I'm gonna need a bigger cutting board. This is ridiculous. Yeah, look at that. First piece going in. Let's get some more. Look at all that. That's real bacon. Yeah, I think just the two will do. This is a new pan too, so this is a perfect time to get this thing properly seasoned. Hear that sizzle. For those of you who are wondering about the Busch NA, I don't actually drink, so if I do, I go for non-alcoholic. I know it's sacrilege, but I just don't enjoy alcohol. Cool. And I think after this, probably going to go in for a short hike, kind of check the area out a little bit. There is some parking by my site, so unfortunately I just had a hiker and her dog come walking through, which this is one reason I'd never cared for campsites. I always preferred dispersed camping. However, again, as we get older, it is what it is, so. All right. Oh man, these are about done. Nice and thick. Oh. Oh, that ain't gonna work. So, please don't break, please don't break. It's fine. So for those of you who don't know, if you put cast iron, a hot cast iron directly onto a cold surface, you actually run the risk of it breaking. So, be careful. Let's give one of these babies a try. By far the best bacon I've ever had. Well, I'm enjoying my breakfast. I'll see you guys here shortly on a hike. I don't know if you guys can see him moving up there. I'm walking under this tree and I almost had a big branch come down on top of me. Where you at, buddy? Yeah. Where you at? There you are. Squirrels are starting to come out. Hey, buddy. That's cool. Finally get to see some wildlife. Spring, so everything's starting to come out. That's cool. Jump! I'll leave him alone. Oh, don't run. So there's some fat little quail running through the brush right now. Startle them. Oops. Oh, they're gone. Not sure if you guys got to see that or not. Okay. Definitely need to clean this stove out. Show you guys. So besides the spark arrestor at the very top, as I showed last night, this is still kind of warm. Just let's open out. So down in here, this there's a twist off. And there's a spark arrestor built in. That's okay, interesting. But the butterfly damper, that's hot. Yeah, you can see that there, that little black flake. That's actually creosote from the chimney. You get creosote if you're burning pine, softwood, or wetwood, and that is not a good thing to have in your chimney at all, because it will build up and it can become a pretty serious fire hazard. So, just twist her back on. Yeah, again, I don't understand why they put this ring on there. It doesn't do anything. It's kind of nice because I need it for the truck, but I mean, it doesn't compress, it doesn't secure the pipe. I have no idea why that's there. If somebody knows, please let me know in the comments. Still, this thing's still pretty warm, so quick. These rings, I can't with my gloves. Don't burn. Yeah, so I did. My understanding is this will warp a little bit with use. Come on. Okay. Get this apart. Still pretty warm. Yeah, you kind of see how it's got that. So, you know, for the camp stove, I think it's fine. Yeah. Let's empty that. Whew, need new gloves. These babies got some holes in them. Overall, though, I mean, it's pretty well built. That's solid. I don't see any serious issues. Here's a slight warp. Might because it's on unlevel ground, but I'm gonna leave this out here just to cool down. Ooh, and I do notice it has these sets of rails on the outside here. I don't know why. Seems like there could be something that could be added on, or maybe a different top that could eventually slide on, or if these go actually go to a different type of unit. I'll keep you guys in camera view. So because these C channels here that are molded in, the bottom plate slides in just like these panels do here. You can see that. But this right here almost tells me they eventually gonna have something that comes out that like hooks on like a little water tank or a little table or something. That actually would be pretty cool. They have like a little water tank that holds even like half a gallon to a gallon of water. But I did find something that actually sits on top that does go around right here. So I'm not sure, maybe I should just look and get something like that, because it's a little tank that goes right here and the band goes around the chimney. Well, we'll see as time goes on. Do a little house cleaning. I might reorient the stove, make it a little more, so I have some more room right here. I could probably face it towards the cot. I might do that just to try it tonight. Truck camping is still fairly new to me because I am used to backpacking, so having all this extra stuff, I gotta get used to it. So cool. And I've got the old MSS green patrol bag. These are rated down to I think like 30 degrees. It's military surplus. They're fairly inexpensive. If you buy the whole kit, they're not like super cheap, but honestly, I haven't had any issues with this bag, and this is what I use most of the year anyways, if I need a bag. Otherwise, I do carry just a wool blanket with me generally. I didn't bring that on this trip though, because I wanted to test all my other gear first and make sure some of my old stuff is still viable. My friend Nick, might as well show you this, my friend Nick over in Tbilisi that I mentioned earlier, does beautiful leather work. He makes his own fire steels, knives. This thing is heavily used. It's elder box burl, and I can't remember what else it's made out of. Some of this kit I've had for a long time. My dump pouch unrolls, so I'm out hiking, I can put whatever I want in there. I think I got this off of Etsy. And then this, because I used to be I used to be on Bushcraft USA all the time, but one of the knife makers on there was making and selling this, Stillwell, out of Alabama. I think this is one of his last knives that he made. Scandinavian grind. It's dyed, I think it's a green dyed burl, maple burl, I believe. It's been stabilized. And he made the wet form leather sheath for it too. So this has always been a go-to knife for me for camp. But I do have Nick, he's actually making me a custom buoy. Nick's the one who made this. He's gonna be making me a custom buoy knife as well. So I'll be carrying that as soon as I get it, but I think it's like a 6-month wait on that, so we'll see. Yeah, it's been a pretty good system though. The cot works out pretty good. It's heavy duty. No issues with it. Definitely no complaints. It's a little narrow, however, it's sturdy. I can sit on it. I can lay on it. No complaints. Oh. And one of the things I did notice is a lot of people are doing now, they're packing big battery banks And I found, you know, my work batteries, these little Milwaukee red lithium batteries, was this the 3.0. This has been charging my GoPro battery, my camera, or my GoPro batteries, my cell phone. I have a little NOAA radio. It's supposed to act as a battery backup, but this thing is already about dead. I've only been running music on it for a couple hours, so not happy with this at all. And I think I got this at Walmart, so that's, I'm not gonna say it's Walmart's fault. It's just, it's one of the cheaper ones. But if this actually works out, I may just rock this system for good, because these batteries are super lightweight, and I can get the 6.0 batteries, which I have a couple of them for my tools. So, well, oh yeah, that's cooled down quite a bit. Interesting system though with this stove, guys. I mean, rolling the foil up, putting these rings on. Rolling it was really difficult by yourself, or by myself, I should say. You just got to take your time with it, because you will dent the heck out of those foil. And I mean, it's new. I'm one of those guys, I like things to be shiny until they're not, but I don't want to destroy it right out of the gate. Yeah, I think I would face the stove this way. That might give me a little more room. I just feel like this whole teepee setup, there's a lot of wasted room over here. I understand if there's no stove, I could easily fit, you know, another person in here. It's supposed to be, I think, a 4-person teepee. However, I think that's with sleeping pads, not a cot. So I can realistically fit 2 people comfortably in here without the stove. Yeah, without the stove, 2 people comfortably with cots. 3 reasonably comfortably with sleep system, with a just a ground system. But so this system, yeah, it's at that time of the year where I don't think well, any time of the year down here, we definitely don't want to have any ground sleeping, just because especially this time of the year we got scorpions, we got baby rattlesnakes, we got everything under the sun's coming out for spring. There's no ground system for this, at least that I purchased. You can buy it for this teepee. However, I think just sleeping on a cot, I think is going to be sufficient. Just checking bags and everything before I pack them, put my hands in them. So yeah, interesting. This is definitely an interesting little setup for me, because again, I'm used to backpacking, which is the tarp, sleeping bag, and a pad, and a reflective pad that goes underneath, and my little air pad there. So it's going to take some time getting used to, and I may trade up for a different system, but this overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, tell me what you guys think. Alright guys, quick update. So I just got done, I had to take the whole stove apart. The top was not securing down anymore. So these clips, these ones turn fairly freely. The other side is completely seized up, and I cannot get them to move now for whatever reason. I think there's some creosote inside the threads. This actually I was kind of worried about because of these little crush rivets that go in here. And I was curious as to why they sent a little tiny box of spares. So now I know. My problem is I cannot get these things out to save my life, and they're not wanting to really move anymore. And I cannot figure out what happened, if it was just the heat, the creosote buildup. As you can see, creosote has built up, but I know this is different from their other models, and this may just become a problem. However, again, truck camping, I do have, wherever I put them, oh, in my lap, I do have a pair of channel locks, because I didn't bother cleaning my truck out fully from work. So I'm going to see if I can't get these out, because these things are just seized, because my Gerbers are not doing the job. Come on. So I know I'm going to destroy these, and these do have, you can put in either a Phillips or a flat, but I just cannot get them out. I got to figure out what's going on, because I don't want to have to cut this trip short if I can avoid it. But kind of need a stove. Okay, so well, yep, looks like I'm not going to worry about it then. So I'm going to have to contact Danchel and either get a replacement panel or a new stove, because I mean, these stoves aren't the most expensive things in the world, but it shouldn't fail after one night. So I cannot see, because the threads are not even cross-threaded, so I have no idea what is hanging those up. Yeah, because even looking at it through here, there's nothing wrong with them, so that's unfortunate. I don't have what I need in order to fix that. So unfortunately, I think this will end the trip for me a lot sooner than expected. I only got the one night in. However, this is why I was actually really happy to do this, because I can run into problems and address them before I did any major outings where I'm miles away from town, home, and internet. So if this had failed during the night, you know, that would have been a huge problem. And unfortunately now I just cannot use the stove out of safety. So I know Danchel's a good product, and my buddy Chad over there at Dirt Road Reset has one that he loves. Again, this is the upgraded model, which is, I think, is why it's doing this. So I am gonna just do what I need to in order to get a replacement. Oh, that's weird. So I need to in order to get a replacement. Again, these ones turn pretty. No, those are still. Yeah, you see, I think it's the creosote's building up in there and eating up those threads. So I may just end up returning this entire setup and getting a different stove just because of this. And I was truly worried about that. I mean, I like the idea. Creosote gets in there, creosote gets super hard. And if it's into the threads, this thing is not going to operate properly moving forward. So it's unfortunate, but let me see what we can do, and I will update you guys later. Alright guys, well, we are here at the end of our journey, unfortunately. So it's not the end of the world. The little stove didn't make it. It happens. Again, this is why I really wanted to test it out and really see how it was going to perform close to home versus being out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm glad I did. I got to looking at some more. I do feel that this is because this is Danchel's newer model from what I had read. I do believe that's going to be the case. It's just anything new that comes out, you're going to have your issues. I have no doubt that they're going to do me right, either send me a whole new panel or just give me a different stove altogether, which I may opt for. I know Chad over there at Dirt Road Reset, he has a similar stove. It goes together a lot differently, so I'm probably going to opt for that model instead. But it's beautiful out here. I'm happy I got at least one night out. Yes, I can cook on the fire, I can do this and that, but I just feel that moving forward, you know, with this video wanting to showcase a stove and really get used to it, this is my intro video, I just decided, you know what, no, I came out here to do what I wanted to do. I had some fun, which was the important thing. I got to come out and enjoy myself, got to wander a bit, get some good photos, and enjoy myself, which was definitely the important thing. Equipment failure happens. This is why I'm big on testing my stuff beforehand. I try to only buy quality gear. So again, I'm not knocking the Danchel stove by any means. It's just things happen. Mass produce anything, doesn't matter what you own, doesn't matter what quality it's made of. You mass produce anything, you're gonna have design flaws. So I'll move forward with getting the warranty process on it real quick and get a new stove, and then hopefully I can have it before it gets too warm down here, because even right now it's about 75 degrees, so I'm roasting. And if I can get at least one more good outing out with the stove, I will be very happy. If not, if I have to wait till fall, that's okay. That's just what's going to happen. But again, adventures out to New Mexico, Oregon, Idaho, overseas to Tbilisi, Georgia to visit my good friend Nick. We are going to be going all over the place. I am excited to take you guys with me on this journey. And I know my kids, Addie, Caden, love you guys, because I know you're watching too. I know you guys are going to be really excited to see Dad go new places too. So I want you guys to see everything that I'm doing. So guys, you know, appreciate it. If you have any suggestions, comments, You know, feel free to leave them in the comments. I want to know, what do you guys want to see? What do you want me to do? I mean, is there anything specific that you're curious about? Any form of cooking? I'm not going to be going big into any kind of heavy, you know, product placement or anything. I'm going to be just what I have and be kind of showcasing it. I'm not being paid or endorsed by any companies. This is just me out here, just some fat dude in the woods having some fun. And I want to take you guys along with me again. So, all right, well, I do appreciate it, and you guys have a good one.